So the plan is my dad's going to come down in his car to pick me, Nadiana and Yoshi up. And he may be able to come down with an engine that we can put in, or we can take this engine back to the UK to be rebuilt there. So we are here just outside Barcelona. We still have loads to do, loads of leaks to stop, loads of fittings to do on the deck, and also we were told today that this marina gets a little bit wobbly when the south swell comes in, so I need to put some springs on the ropes, because if you look at pretty much every other boat they have springs, and that tells you straight away that this marina gets very funky. So I think I remember seeing some springs in here at the bottom of all this rope. So I do have a proper electric rope burner slash cutter which does this job very well, but we're not plugged into the power just yet, and also we need to pay for electricity here depending on how much you use. So here is my not as good, cheaper way to do it. So everyone pretty much has chains on their spring, so I might look to put chains in it, but for now I'm just going to attach the spring with rope and then put our regular back ropes attached to here. This is incredibly improvised. I'm not sure if it's good. Good for now, I guess. Yeah, so last year in our last boat we had 2 cleats ripped out, so I need to make sure this is good. But I can see everyone's got chains on their springs. I have some chain, so I might, when we get some electricity, just cut some lengths of chain and do it with chain. I can tell you now, I'm not going to be able to live with that. That is right next to our bedroom, so it's going to be really loud inside. No chance. I'm putting the rubber one on.
Now, this marina is in the real center of Barcelona. It's very, very busy, and a lot of stuff is going on around here. How are you doing?
Alright, yeah. It's nice being in such a metropolis after being away in small towns and villages for so long.
Yeah.
It's a really cool city, Barcelona.
Yeah,
I love it.
The vibe is good.
It's a good vibe. Everyone seems chill, people are nice. Most people speak English because I guess like the local language is Catalan, and there's probably not that many native Catalans here, so.
Nice. Today we're just gonna go explore the old town a little bit.
Yoshi doesn't bark at other dogs now. That's really good. He's been trained.
He's a good boy. He learns super fast.
Yeah. He pulls a little bit, but he stops barking. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So Nadiana needs to go back to Paris tomorrow because she needs to get a visa. So she has to go back to France. We're hoping now that because we've basically moved to Spain, it won't be too difficult with COVID and everything. So it's going to be difficult now for us to get our European vaccine passports because we didn't get vaccinated in France in the end. So yeah, fingers crossed everything will go well. Wow, La Sagrada Familia. Crazy building. What are you doing?
Sightseeing, looking at all the restaurants and thinking about the long way walking home.
It's a long walk, isn't it?
Yeah, we should definitely get a roller skate or a bicycle.
Yeah. So we're tying up a few loose ends on the boat. We're basically giving it a good clean, getting everything ready, making sure it's waterproof and all that good stuff. Thanks to Undoes It for sponsoring this video. We are now trying out their salt wash because now we are epic sailors of the high seas. That's a joke. We've got salt on the boat and it doesn't rinse off that easily. So we have this, which is basically going to break down the salt and we're going to wash it off. So the trampoline, I don't know if you can see on camera, it gets dipped in water when the bow's smashing into the waves. We'll see how it comes up after a good spray. So it's also good for metal, paint, gel coat, fiberglass. It's all good. So this is an example of how bad the salty sea air is. However, this bike did spend 2 nights underwater when it fell off.
Yeah, in the Mistral. It's a product of the Mistral and the sea.
So check out the link in the description to try the salt wash. I think it would be particularly good if you're taking your boat in and out of the water quite often. Yeah, thanks to Undoes It for sponsoring this video. Alright, on with more boat jobs. Back to finishing these fittings with the little white backing plates. Got me butyl tape. I'd temporarily plugged them up with butyl tape and they've been incredibly watertight through some pretty rainy weather, so this stuff really seals very well. So I'm not sure whether this is the right way, but I'm just going to spread it quite thinly, like a flat piece, to put it over. And whether this will seal the hole, I'm not sure. Alright, so once that's screwed down, hopefully that will seal the holes, but we'll see, we'll see. Now for the satisfying bit that makes it look good. So I've actually massively over tightened this and the deck is now curved in. Whoa, not good. So for this one, I'm not gonna go as tight. Nice. So I'll just trim off the excess now with a knife. So they look much better. Time will tell if they keep the rain out, but if they don't, then they can be redone easily. Unlike with Sikaflex or 3M, the butyl tape can be taken off easily. So yeah, hopefully they will be leak free. Our jobs do not stop there. We have leaky solar fans, which I've stuffed a tissue in for that reason. It's loud and horrible. So yeah, you can see here they're all rusted and they leak very slowly, but they leak. So this is going to be taken out. I need to get new bolts as well because they're all painted on and cruddy, and I'll rebed it with butyl tape. And there's also like a few bits up here. It's nasty. This is the bedroom, or what do you call it, cabin roof, and we get a couple of leaks kind of through here, so I'm not quite sure what they actually are. Yeah, it's still pretty rough, as you can see. This was a bulkhead that I tabbed in, and it's just an absolute mess. So, still so much work to do. So this boat, when we bought it, we said, you know, it's our education, and we'd like to learn loads about boat building or, you know, boat reparations, but I don't know. I'm just really bad at cutting corners. I know it annoys a lot of people, but there's no kind of shortcuts when trying to refit a boat, and if you do, you just end up with half finished stuff and stuff that's not, you know, up to standard. And you need to think about the value of the boat, and you know, if you're putting hours in, you want to get, well, at least some money out of it, you know, when you've got a fully refit catamaran, a nice boat. So I need to up my game a little bit and just do things a bit better. I think these little hook jobs were okay. The backing plates were a bit rotten and I just painted over them. I don't know. I annoy myself. I really do. I annoy myself with it. Nadiana's going to Paris to get her visa. We thought we could get it done in Barcelona, but nope. So she's going to Paris on her own. She's going to be gone for like 4 days. So I need to get these solar fans off because I need an extra hand on the top of the solar fan to get it off. One really great thing about this YouTube channel is that we get recognized quite a bit. So a subscriber, Al, who was just over there on the next pontoon, he came by to say hello and he said, would you like a chain block? So we have his chain block, which is good for 3 ton. So we're going to use that to get the engine out.
Back to the refit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Done?
Oh. So it has kind of like a foam ceiling on the bottom, which I think's okay, but I think what the previous owners have tried to do is just silicone over the top of them, over the top of the screws. It's obviously not worked, so I'll just clean it, just put it back together with butyl tape. I was just thinking, this kind of EVA foam, it looks a bit tired, and after I've cleaned it up, I've seen little kind of water streaks. So potentially the rain is coming in from the side, so I think I'm going to do away with this and replace it with basically a thin layer of butyl tape going around. I'll just try and flatten it out. Nadiana's gonna hold a screwdriver on these because I've put butyl tape over the end of them, and if you screw them then the butyl tape gets all messed up, so it's better to screw them from the opposite side. So we'll go here, here,
Okay.
here, 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 here. Wait,
Okay.
actually we need to actually work it out.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Holding.
Find out if that stays watertight when it next rains. I hope it does. I fear that it won't. But yeah, some good jobs done today. We are about 5 leaks down at this point, which is good.
So for the bus ride, it's gonna be 22 hours, which is like the full day. So I packed some snacks, and now I'm cooking like a chicken fajita, and then I can have it for tomorrow's breakfast or lunch. And cooking Mark a big curry, so he will still have some good food even when I'm gone. What are you two doing? Yoshi looks so sheepish. Are you gonna be sad for my 5 days trip?
Yeah.
2 days on the bus.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, it's stressful for you. I'm gonna be chill doing some boat work.
Nice.
So it's been raining non-stop, and there's like a really funky kind of undercurrent in the marina. It really makes the boats move a lot. There's a lot of really heavy weather out at sea. But yeah, it's pretty nice to be tucked up. Got the fan heater on, and just having a very lazy day. This is what happens when Nadiona leaves the boat. The place becomes a mess, but I will tidy it up spotlessly for when she gets back. So I've been double checking and triple checking this because this rope's not in the best condition, but it seems okay. I just worry a bit about this cleat because if you look underneath, there's no backing plate, it's just kind of bolted on. And another thing here, these are the bolts for our davits here. And when I wobble these, basically the fiberglass here flexes, so I need to put backing plates on all of these really. I'm glad to announce that the fittings do not leak and they look nice. And down in the bedroom, the solar fan is not leaking either, so we're happy about that, but it just looks so rough. Oh.
Mark's lost his mind in winter hibernation. Nice hip bro. Yoshi's watching you. Yoshi! Now the weather is so cold, Yoshi every day wake up and like after sundown he just shake. Super shake like Mark.
So this boat, you can't see the name because it's a bit dark now, it's getting dark. It's called Thunder Bitch, and that's probably my favourite boat name that I've ever seen. Our next boat shall be called Thunder Bitch.
You can't say Thunder Bitch too without getting their permission.
Got my hair cut last night. They made me look like a peanut. This is the new me, new haircut, new me. My parents are driving all the way from England because we're gonna hopefully pick up the engine, try and get the engine out. I don't know whether to start stripping that today, but basically we're gonna do the windows at least. Oh, so much to do, and I've just left it to the last minute. So much to get this boat waterproofed. I wanted to do so many deck repairs, but I'm just going to end up putting duct tape over holes. So these windows have just been leaking. We didn't really do this bit properly, the seal, so we need to clean this off. I think Nadiana got a little bit lazy on the last one It sounds so mean because she did a really good job overall, but I think we just rushed it on the last step. So once that's cleaned off, we'll just put a new seal on and it should be okay.
Back to the refit days, the hedgehog days. These windows are my worst enemy. Or just babies who needed to be taken care of. Well, this is what happens when you procrastinate. You just have to do it in the dark with a timeline.
So, classic Scotch Brite, brake cleaner and apply new seal. Day 4 and I still can't get used to my haircut. Anyway, it's a really grim day, horrible, starting to look like the north of Europe. Anyway, Mum and Dad are here now and we're gonna see if we can get this engine out. We need to make some calculations first. So here we are at the hydraulic tank and main pump. And the biggest challenge is gonna be disconnecting all this. And because it looks like the engine mount is connected to the hydraulic block, which is going to be very interesting. I've just drained the coolant, which was absolutely horrible. And yeah, I don't know if you remember, but the oil was bursting out, so I'll drain the oil too. Basically the idea is to take the heat exchanger off, the head off, all the, what do you call them, ancillaries, and then hopefully we can just lift the block out and hopefully get it off the boat here. If not, we could get a crane. The only problem is time. We only have about 3 days. Well, we only have today, and then we have 2 days to drive back to the UK, so I don't know if we can get it done today. We'll see, we'll see. Exchange. Oh, loads of water in there still. Wait.
You want this one?
Starter motor's out. Is that heavy?
Yeah, it's quite heavy. So I'm going to have to drain it just because of the weight, really.
Yeah. So is it coming off?
Yeah, it's there, can you see? Maybe a finger behind it.
Alright.
Free the engine, but we'll have to come a bit further out.
So we've managed to, well, Dad's managed to take this out. So it's really loose now. We're not sure how we're going to get it out. We have the chain block with the boom. Alright, ready to take the head off. You didn't believe me when I said it was 20 kg, it's probably more.
It's probably more, yeah.
Phase 1?
I think we're already on phase 1.2, which is take the head back to the car, get some slings, see if we can lift up the engine. Take it from there.
If 2 is not enough, we have our friend.
We just need to rig up something.
Yeah.
Use the boat maybe.
Yeah, use the ropes. Wow, these 2 Supermans.
Well, no, we're just
feeling the weight of it.
just feeling the weight of it.
Yeah.
It's too heavy. It's too heavy for us mere mortals.
Yeah.
We have the chain block as well.
Yeah.
To get it off the boat as well. So bad news. We couldn't get it out. I think even with 3 people, it wouldn't come out. And with a spinnaker pole as well to pull it out. Obviously, we had the chain block as well. We could have lifted it up with the boom, but then getting it off the boat would just be impossible. So we pretty much decided that we need to crane the engine out. However, we are leaving tomorrow, and the crane is not available. So hopefully some engine fairies will come and fix our engine for us, because right now it's basically we're leaving it in pieces. Here it is. Head gasket there. Hydraulic tank loose. That's one very big jigsaw to put back together when we get back. Well, probably more likely just to take it out. We'll book the crane in advance and either be putting in a new engine or a refurbished one, or take this one back to the UK to be refurbished to be brought back. I don't know, we'll see. Stay tuned, everybody. So I'm just checking the bilges before we leave, and this compartment had quite a lot of water in, but I'm not sure how long it's been since I've checked it. I think it's been quite a while, so I'm guessing it's the same as the other ones up there. Although I think I did check it actually before we left for the 24-hour sail, so I don't know. It could have just come up through the bridge deck when we were slamming. Hopefully. So the bilge pumps are working, they're on auto, so should be okay.
Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Mark is leaving tomorrow morning at 6. And Parrot's gone to bed already. He's opening his gift. It's because he's been quite grumpy recently.
So you can see in the last video that we put up, I am back in England. Something that we didn't mention in this video is that Nadiana failed to get her visa for the UK back in time, so we basically had to leave her on the boat. So you'll see what she gets up to in next week's video. And yeah, we basically, in this video you saw, we basically stripped down the engine to take it out. We weren't 100% sure of what we're doing. If you look at the poll that I put up on YouTube, most people said to put a new engine in. Obviously we would love to do that, and it's one of the more financially doable options. But our biggest problem is like getting an engine that's going to be well coupled, and also we'd have to change the engine mounts, the coupling to the hydraulics. So right now I think what we're going to go for is a engine rebuild. Obviously I'm in the UK now. We'll be going back to Spain soon to get that engine, and I think my dad's going to take that engine and bring it back here, because we've got people here that we know and trust that can do the work for basically much cheaper than we would anywhere else. But it is a massive logistical undertaking. Anyway, thank you so much to everyone who's been to the coffee over the last 2 weeks. That's coffee and PayPal, because we didn't post last Friday. Sorry about that. And also as well, make sure you check out Undoes It, the link in the description. Check out that salt remover as well. It worked really well for us. So next week, Nadiana's going to put a little episode up of what she got up to. So we hope you enjoy that, and we'll see you next week.